potential is an entrepreneurial mindset. I like to say it's mission granted. No one is successful overnight.
Keep on keeping on.
Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, wherever you are at in the world, and welcome back to day 8 of 31 days to PADITU. That is, put a dent in the universe. Thanks for being here today. We continue to share insights and ideas on how to get unstuck and how to continue moving forward in these challenging times, but also how to take advantage and continue putting a dent in the universe as you go forward. One of the things I wanted to do today in terms of my Viz tool, visual thinking tools and exercises to help you get unstuck, I want to share with you how to align your teams. This is a highly effective approach. It's a 4-step process I'm going to walk you through to align teams and accelerate your goals and endeavors. In many cases, 6 months, 1 year, 2 years ahead of schedule. By following this process. I've used it with corporations, individuals, and organizations for the past 20 plus years. I'm going to share it with you right now. Here you go. I call it the business game plan. And Amy, if we can go over to my vision board. The first step in this process is to understand, and this is working with a team. So this is not an individual exercise like a couple of the different exercises I've shared in the past. This one is definitely a group exercise. You want to do it with a team, people you're working with. You want those people to be decision makers, people who are involved in moving your endeavor forward. It creates shared vision and collective action. So you want to have those people in the room who are going to help move your endeavor forward. First step, where are we? This one is important, right? Where are we? You're going to want to, of course, I use a mind map on this, and excuse me. And when you're looking at where we are, this is important. A lot of people want to overlook this particular exercise or this particular step in the process. Why do we have to look at where we are? Let's focus on where we're going. Where we are is a snapshot of what is holding you back, those things that are working. It gives you an idea of what's the current reality. And as I like to say, it's the good, the bad, and the ugly you're looking for, all of it. So you have to be really honest with yourself. Your team has to be honest. So you're looking for processes you're using, all right? What processes? How are those working? Who's on your team? How's that working? Do you have enough time to do what you want to do? Time. How's your revenue flow? All of this is facing reality, the good, the bad, the ugly. So where are we? This takes between 20 to 30 minutes, this step 1. Step 2, this is easier. Where do we want to go? Where do we want to go? Now, don't look past 3 years. This is 5 years at the very most. This is not a long term. This is when you're sleeping, just going to bed, driving in your car, you're in the shower, bright ideas appear. What you want to do is write down, where do we want to go? This is where we see ourselves as a team, and where do we want to reach our goals? And so you're going to talk about your ideal visions. You're going to talk about where do we see with revenue? Where do we see with respect to how we're recognized in the marketplace? What kind of people do we want to work with? What kind of culture do we want to create? How are people talking about our business and activities? These are all important questions. Capture them all. Capture all your ideas on where you want to go from everybody. You can put this on a flip chart. This is, again, about 25, 30-minute process here. You want to do all 4 steps at the same time, all 4 steps simultaneously. Next step, it just got harder. How do we get there? How do we get there? In other words, how do we get to where we want to go? How do we get to where we want to go? Now, Generally speaking, when I work with teams and I'm facilitating and graphically facilitating teams on these in this particular exercise, it relates to behavior, mindsets, actions that they need to take to behave differently than they are currently to adjust to take advantage of the opportunities they have, but also overcome some of the challenges they have. And that might be means they have to hire more people, review their processes, focus on certain customers that can increase revenue, whatever it may be. Or it may be that the CEO, and many times this is the case, needs to get out of the way. The CEO is micromanaging. The CEO is involved in too many things, is not delegating properly. And so again, it's behavior changes, and many times it ties back to the CEO. So how do we get to where we want to go? And how do we get there? The final step, and we've gone over this step before, is the action plan. And the secret to getting things done faster and more effectively is thinking in 1 week, 1 month, 6 month time frames. Again, 1 week, what are you going to do in 1 week? That's daily. 1 month, and then 6 months. I draw timelines just like this. And what you want to make sure you do is pick the top 3. Remember, if you're moving past 3 major action items, which may mean improving your processes, it might mean building your team, and it might mean a new sales strategy. That is a lot of activity taking place right there for a team that's already in motion and doing other activities. So try to reduce it to as few as possible and think in 1 week, 1 month, 6 month time frames. Again, those never end. They keep going. It's just you're working in smaller chunks that get you where you want to go. This is the business game plan, and I'm going to run through it real quick one more time. Four-step process, approximately 20 to 30 minutes per step. Do it all at once. Where are we? The good, the bad, the ugly. Get it all out. Have a team there. Don't let them cover anything up. It's really important to understand the true reality of your current situation. And then the easy part, where do we want to go? Don't look out past 5 years. Focus on all the visions you have of what you want to create, the fantasies, the dreams, the goals, the objectives. Then it just got harder. How do we get to where we want to go? These are usually behavior things, process improvement, team growth, adding new members, leadership behavior changes occur in here quite a bit, almost always. And then finally, the last step is picking those items which are the most important and can move you the fastest and farthest to three major action areas. I made these up in this case: process improvement, sales increasing, and building on the team. The key here is to work in 1 week, 1 month, and 6 month time frames. I wish you luck. Send your questions, and we can to 202-642-7089. Amy, who's our first guest? Hello. Hello, Nee. How are you?
Hello, Xiang. Thank you. I'm fine. A bit stressed, but I'm great.
You're a little stressed?
I'm a bit nervous.
Oh, me too. So we'll be nervous together. I have this saying, let's do it afraid. So I'm with you on this boat.
Okay. So let's jump on that boat.
Okay. What do you got going on? What question do you have for me?
So I am a clinical psychologist. So basically, I never do business. It's the first time.
Can you go a little slower for me? Talk a little slower so I can understand everything.
Okay, so I'm a clinical psychologist. It's the first time that I do business. I have no notion about business. So I am trying to launch my online career planning services. Basically, it's a test for 15 to 25 years old Vietnamese, because the test is designed for Vietnamese people, and it's completely online. So basically, I have for the first phase 2 types of customers: the young people and the parents. For now, we're doing quite okay with the free version. Is a good responded from the population. During a month, we have already about 10,000 connections to our website. Fantastic. And 2,000 person who tried the test. But the young people, they do not buy. They just try to test. So basically, we have two problems. The first one is we need to do PR to educate the client to see that why is it important, because it's quite new for Vietnam to think about career planning at the young age. The second, that actually the real client are parents because they have money.
Right. That was one of my questions. How old are
Yes.
how old are the kids? So the youth are not your target at all. It's your parents, the parents of the kids.
Yes, the kids are from 15 to 25. So the parents are basically from 40 to 65.
Right.
And it depends. Some of them are not sensitive to online things. We are lucky with that coronavirus. People are more sensitive to the online dimension of things. But however, it's still tough for us to get in touch with.
I'm going to ask time out here. I'm going to ask you a couple questions, okay?
Yes.
I just want to make sure we maximize our time. I want to be clear. You launched 1 month ago. 1 month ago, and this is career planning for youth.
Yes.
And 10,000 people signed up and have signed up.
No, 10,000 visitors. Yes.
And 2,000%.
No, 2,000 people.
2,000 people. Okay, 2,000 people. So 2%, 10%, 20% of you have used the service, which is a freemium. You're giving away some kind of questionnaire that gives something back. And do you know if those are youth? I guess those are youth they're looking for their career, not the parents. Those are the youth looking at it. Would you say, or do you know who's looking at it?
I do not get your question. Can you?
Well, it's not the parents that are using the tool; it's the kids, youth, right?
Yes. The parents can participate, but usually mainly for the youth. Yes.
How are you asking? So what are you asking them to pay for? You're giving away something, and then what are you asking them to pay for?
So the pay is to have that premium access with the full report and access to our bank occupation with the degree of compatibility for each occupation.
Is there any personal access to like you or somebody else, another clinical psychologist who can help advise them, like a real person on the other line, coaching them?
It's something that we plan to do, but not yet, because it's we want to keep a high standard for the service and to hire the good standard professional in Vietnam right now, and try to manage a team from distance we're not ready for that yet, but it's in the plan. Yeah, I think it's a good.
You could do that. You could do that though, right?
I can do that, but I can do.
Do you know anybody else who does that? Do you know have another friend or another associate who's like you who could do that?
We have some part-time professional who can work with us.
Okay, so here's the thing: you have to motivate and incentivize people to pay. And there's lots of free reports you can get. There's lots of personality profiles you can go to. Right? It's all over the web. So that's not special. That's expected, in fact. And so your 10,000 visitors and 20% conversion rate is a pretty darn good conversion rate. If you could turn that 2,000 into a 10% to 20% conversion rate, you're looking at 100 to 200 people paying. I'm talking out loud with you here. Why not offer for the paid and increase the price? And for that, you'll have a clinical psychologist coach you through and walk you through your report. You would do it, and whatever other person would do it. It's 100 people, and just do a test. Like offer it now for an extra price and see if people pay for that because the access to you or other clinical psychologists to coach them is going to be, and my guess is what they're looking for. A report's not doing them any good because it just says things, and what does that mean? You're going to give meaning to the report, and they're going to pay for that. That's my guess. It's access to, and then what I would do, Nee, is I would brand you in the process. I would make it so you're the brand. What's the name of what's the website address so we can promote it here as well?
Futurecat.vn. Futurecat.
Slowly. Future what?
Futurecat.vn.
Catch?
Yeah, catching.
Future catch, like you're the future catch the employer is. I love it. That's great. Okay, so think of yourself as the brand, right? And start you're like the I can't think of somebody who's in the I'm thinking of Ruth Westheimer. Yeah, that's not right though. But what you're trying to do is something like that. You're the brand, you're the person, you're the spokesperson. And for now, because you have capacity, you can help these people by talking to some of them at the beginning, right? You'll have time. As it grows, it changes. You can bring more clinical psychologists on board who have the same heart, mission, passion, drive that you have, because that's a key. You have passion for this. This is not something you're doing. You want to make a difference in these people's lives. You want to make sure you're hiring people that have that same type of intentionality that you do. But make yourself the brand and then throw it out there right now. Put it up tomorrow. Come up with a price and see what happens, because you've got people who are live, and all 2,000 of those that signed up, send them, hey, we've added another feature. We're now offering one-on-one coaching to walk you through this. It's 30 minutes. It's 30 minutes. We'll walk you through, and then what you want at that particular moment is you offer the next level, which is one-on-one coaching, and charge a lot more for that. So some percentage will pay for the 30 minutes. Maybe it's 20 minutes. Some people will pay for that. And then some percentage would pay for additional coaching, which is really what they want. They want the advisor to help advise them how to move and advance their career. And that means you've got 2 levels of different revenue potential, but start now, not later. And test it. See what the price point is. So continually move it around. And I know that, are you in Hanoi?
No, I'm in Madrid.
Madrid, Spain, but you're targeting Vietnamese around the world? Okay. Stay safe.
Thank you.
That's what I would do, start testing to that audience and start 2 levels. First, you're going to walk them through and explain what is on this piece of paper. You're going to offer customized coaching on the back end at a higher price for those that can afford it, because you're going to build what your goal is while you're doing that walkthrough. Your goal is to build a relationship, a rapport with them, so they build trust. And you know that you're being sincere and that you're really here to help, and that it's not just a way for you to make money. And I know Vietnamese can be apprehensive sometimes. Most people are cynical, but in cultural context, I know a little bit about, small amount about Vietnamese. And so what I would say is, build that trust and rapport, then they're going to ask you for more. And that's when you offer it. And so have that price point ready and say, okay, what you can do is here's what you do. Go back to the site, order these coaching times, or this package it, make it a package. You get 3 hours broken up over 3 days. This price, you can have 6 hours over 6 days, this price, and have them make that purchase. And I'm going to say that you're going to start generating revenue because of your traffic, and you're going to convert those 2,000, at least some percentage, into paying customers, and help them put a dent in the universe by following their career path and moving in a better direction.
Okay. Thank you for your answer. Then at first I thought about sending email to those 2,000 and proposing a kind of webinar, but you think that it would be better to propose a one-to-one session with them?
You're charging for it, so you're going to get paid for that session. So it's not you're not just doing it to do it. If you're writing it back and say, hey, we're getting requests from people, they want to understand their report better. We're now offering a 20-minute one-on-one walkthrough to help guide you forward. And then focus on helping them the most you can, as I believe you will do, and then build that trust rapport, and then have the second step ready, which is one-on-one coaching, which have it in a package. It's 3 days, 3 hours, 3 days, 6 days, 6 hours, 6 days, and spread it over time, and then figure out what you're going to charge for that and see what happens. This is where parents may want, you may want to get parents if they say, well, I don't have money, and then, you want a package. Look, I've got an introductory package. Why don't you talk to your parents and see if they can help with this? And I'll help make it easier for them to have comfort and sleep better at night, so that when they know that you're taking a proper career path to be their retirement plan. I'm thinking of reading these.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah, it's so great. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you. Please stay in touch with us. I think what I'd love to do is have you back and then tell us how this goes, because I think you're gonna do really well. You're positioned and you're in a great place. I have tremendous confidence. Let's check back in, Nee.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thanks for being here today. Yeah, right. So there is revenue in front of all of us who are out there trying to build businesses. Nee is a prime example of this. Here she is. She's got 10,000 visitors, 2,000 of them on her site. She's just launched it 1 month, and now she's trying to figure out how to convert. Remember, people want access. People want access to the people who are going to help them move forward. It's not just about developing an online tool that you can fill out a form and then get a report back. That's wonderful and that's great, but it's access. You can charge for the access, and the access is where it's at. Many times you can do it as a group kind of scenario like we have here, where we're doing group coaching where people are watching, observing, but one-on-one certain environments. And when it comes to career planning or something as personal, as intimate and uncomfortable as that can be, one-on-one is going to be a better scenario, and then lead to other coaching. But always be flexible and open and looking for ways to generate revenue. And as I like to say, in hours, not days, not weeks, not months, now. All right, Amy, who's next? Margot.
Hey, Sean.
It is just, wow. How long has it been since we've seen each other?
I would say it's got to be over 10 years. Maybe.
It's
yeah.
Maybe like 15. Oh my God.
Maybe. Well, it could be.
Let's not go there. Let's not go there.
Yeah.
How are you doing these days, and what are you up to? Are you still running that engineering firm?
Well, no, I got out of the engineering business and did that about 6-7 years ago. Went through a divorce, went through a separation of business, and then restarted my own business. And I moved back to the Osage Reservation. And while I was still running my own consulting business, I decided to throw my hat in the ring for an elected official. So I'm on the Osage Minerals Council for my tribe. And so so it keeps me busy, and I'm still able to do my business on the side. Well, really do both.
Yeah, maybe you could share a little bit about the Osage Tribe and a little bit just about what's happening right now within. For people out there who don't know, so we're global. Really understand a little context here about the Osage Tribe. What is this?
Okay, well, it's the Osage Nation.
Osage Nation. I'm sorry, Osage Nation.
Yes. Well, in the United States, there's over 570 Native American tribes. Osage Nation is one of them. We used to have our land base, which consisted of what is commonly Missouri, Kansas, part of Arkansas, and about 3/4 of Oklahoma. That was our territory. And over treaties, removal, we are now just north of Tulsa, northwest of Tulsa, and we are on a 1.2 million acre allotment that we have. And so that's our reservation. And under our reservation we own the subsurface of oil and gas. So we oversee, me and my other colleagues, 8 of us together, we oversee almost a $16 billion mineral estate. That's how many barrels are still in the ground.
Wow.
Yeah. So I'm using my business skills to help. That's what I ran on, is that we've always let other people run our business instead of us doing it ourselves. And so they're getting a kick in the pants from an entrepreneur.
Well, you are you're a force. I mean, look out. They're lucky and fortunate, and your family has a long history though. Your brother was a chief of the tribe when we were working together
Right,
to help Tulsa
right.
full potential.
Well, historically, once we were here, my great great grandfather was on the first tribal council. Then my great uncle was chief. My father was on tribal council. My brother was chief. I'm on council. I have two first cousins that have been on council. So it's a family of leadership, and service to our people and service to all people. Really, you can't serve one group without really serving the whole. And that's what I like about what you're doing, is that it would be almost selfish if I only helped women, or I only helped Native women, or I just helped people in my community. You have to help all. I mean, that's what we're called to do, actually.
Yeah, and it's truly an incredible attitude in the universe, Margot. And there's a new movie being made with Leonardo DiCaprio by Martin Scorsese around the horrific realities of the Osage Nation in the 20s. Is that?
Yeah.
Are you part of that?
Let me give you a quick. Yes, I am.
I
My
knew
great
it.
grandfather. I knew. You know.
Inside information. You got any news we could share?
Yeah. Well, I do actually. We had the opportunity to. Well, let's just back up. 100 years ago, the Osages became oil rich. That's when oil was like, we had every major oil producing company, like Standard Oil, everyone was here. And unfortunately, we didn't fully understand English. And so there was a lot of bad deals. It was like the wild, wild west here when the oil struck. And that caused a lot of, bad laws, bad contracts. The Osages were just seeing that, here's these Indians, and we're not really going to pay attention to them, or Native Americans, and then they were getting murdered. And unfortunately, my great grandfather Henry Roan he was murdered, shot in the back of the head, and on trust land, which trust land is federal land, and so that's what triggered the FBI. So over a span of about maybe 7-8 years, there was probably 300 unsolved murders. The murder of my great grandfather was solved, and it ended up being a Supreme Court case. So I have all this history on both sides. On one side, we're in leadership. On the other side, it's the tragic part of that my grandmother was mysteriously murdered or killed in a car wreck. And so that's what triggered me getting in 18 years of law enforcement. And then on my other side of the family, they were all in business. So I'm a combination of both. But David Grand wrote this book, researched it really well. It's called Killers of the Flower Moon. And if you know right now, the moon that is out right now is called the flower moon. And so in fact, I even posted something on Facebook about that.
Chills.
Yeah. So it was, so here we are. And I got the opportunity to meet Martin Scorsese and all of his team. And so this is personal, this movie. And so we thought it was going to be, they were supposed to be filming right now, but the coronavirus is the equalizer for everyone across the world globally. And so it's made everybody rethink the film business, the way I do business. I mean, everything I do is on Zoom now. Everything I do is right here. I mean, there it is. That's what I do. So, so anyway, they were going to do like a 2-hour movie, 2.5-hour movie. And now they are changing it to be, I think it may be on Netflix or Apple TV. They're all bidding for it. So it's going to end up being a series, which I think it would do completely justice. I really was going to, couldn't figure out how they were going to try to get it into So that's not etched in stone yet. So we'll have to see. It's going to
Are
be.
you doing a cameo?
Do you know? I went and tried out
Ah,
and I did. I got called back for a speaking. So I'm pretty sure, brown fingers crossed, that I will get at least to be an extra. Leonardo DiCaprio will play the lead. I know of some other people who have of actors who have tried. I don't know if they got picked or not.
yeah.
And then Robert De Niro. I mean, this is going to be.
I know.
And then I found out that Robbie Robertson, who from the band, is doing the soundtrack. He's doing all the music for it. Oh, it's going to be great.
You know, we've got a world premiere of a song that I co-wrote. I'm writing music now, Margot.
I'm not surprised.
It started in January, so I have a new philosophy. It's true. It's like anything is possible, and I keep reinforcing that. I have a question for you. You know, with these changing times, how are you getting unstuck? You have something to share with us and with the audience, and how you go about getting unstuck when you're stuck and can't move forward or something's blocking you?
Right. You know, I think all of us are feeling that anxiety, fear. Um, those emotions can almost like, should I get out of bed today? How do I get through? Or just going outside. Everyone is wondering, how do we do this? But we also know that whether you get unstuck in business or in your personal life, and sometimes, you know, those two go together hand in hand.
For sure.
Having gone through ending a business and starting a business and then going through a divorce was very, those are three major things in your life. And so I learned that lesson early on, is that I had to refocus my energy where I was going to put it. I could decide to put it into going down, or I could rise. And I decided to rise, that this wasn't going to get me down, and that I would relook at the way that you do business. And I decided to, instead of having a business that I had 17 employees, worried about overhead, and what I did was that, you know, at some point, and it was interesting listening to that young lady, Nee, that, yeah, I mean, to get 1,000 hits in 1 month, wow,
Yeah.
it's a good problem to have, because getting people, and that's the beauty of where we are now, is that you couldn't get that 20 years ago or 30 years ago in business. She did it, you know, on the internet, and you know, just refocusing
In 1 month.
Yeah, in 1 month. And so I mean, my on my phone I have probably 5,000 contacts. That took me years to create that, where I did that, and she doubled me in 1 month. But that's relationship building, and that's a lot of what is, go back out and tell people what you're doing, and don't fear it. And I think fear is what stagnates so many different people. The other thing I would say is, to get unstuck, is that I had to declutter my life. I was, you know, in a big home, had a business, and I thought, do I need a big home? Do I need a big office building? No, I just need a space, a laptop, or I've got other computers that are here, printers. And I just thought to just think more organically and grow your business on what you need, what you can get by with, or what you know, how am I saying this? Letting technology do more of the work, instead of thinking that you had to have a big business building. And I mean, if you're in manufacturing, absolutely, you've got to have that. And I think that's what's really made people look at being an entrepreneur. And I'm not going to tell you it's easy, but I can tell you that there is a path. I mean, if you want to become an entrepreneur, you could Google it right now, or just look it up wherever you're at, and
Tools are everywhere.
you can do it. Tools are everywhere, and use those tools. And the other thing is, I'm real big on is audiobooks, and And I'm so glad you said music, because you can get yourself down by listening to negative music or listening to something that's sad and lonely. And so I just put music on that is, you know, the songs of my life. And then that just, it gets me, staying positive all the time. But I like that, you know, you have to visualize. And I think, Sean, that's where you and I have always stayed connected, is that it's that visualization of where you want to go.
That's
You
right.
have to just, even like when you pray and you visualize what you see is where you can go. And to like put it on like on the board. I mean, I'm not going to show you my bathroom, but I write on my bathroom mirror.
Love
And
it.
it will say, you have to do this today, or just give myself a positive note. And Sean, I don't know if you're going to believe this, but I have
I believe it.
8 grandkids now, and I have 5 great grandkids.
I don't believe
It's the truth.
it's impossible.
Yes, it is. So
You
I am
are-
somebody's great grandmother. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that's incredible.
So when they come over, it's so funny. So when they come over, they see my mirror and they repeat it back to me, and it gets me back, as you know, and they even say it back, some words that they'll see up there, you know, stand tall.
You're influencing our lives so much right now. My mother, who will be on Sunday, happy Mother's Day, pre-Mother's Day.
Oh, thank you.
Insights with Sean's mom, and her big thing is affirmations, and that's what we're going to focus on. She's going to help give affirmations out, and her big thing is the same, posting it on the mirror in her bathroom, and just
Isn't that funny?
done all of her life, and it's something that has really stuck with me, and I look forward to her sharing, and it's great. I'm not surprised, but the impact and influence that you're having on those grandkids and your own children is something that's going to last forever.
Yes, that's the goal. You know, I think when I met you, I was in my 40s. I'm in my 60s now, so I know we have been friends for a long time.
I'm in my 50s, so yeah. Well, hopefully we're wiser and using wisdom in more ways. Margot, I am so grateful for you being here. Let's have you back on, and maybe we'll get some more updates on this new movie.
Absolutely.
Well. I forgot about that, and how exciting that you're part of that. And congratulations on your new role with the Osage Nation. It is their great fortune to have you part of their team.
Well, I need you to go tell them that, because sometimes with the price of oil being down, it's not too popular. But you know what? You've got to look at it. You've got to look at it from a new lens all the time. When out of chaos comes up opportunity, always, and that's always
punchline. I love it. That's great, Margot. Thank you very much. We'll talk again soon. So great seeing you. I love you.
Bye.
Wow. So much golden nuggets in that conversation. Oh, wow. Margot, thanks for being here. You know, I used to have it on this wall before I put this PADITU for 31 days, but within chaos is opportunity. And we want to remember that. We want to remember that most people don't manage chaos well, and those that do will have the greater opportunity and greater chance to come out on the other side of this in a position that's moving forward and not being left behind. Okay, I know that we've got a world premiere here coming up shortly, Amy. Is there anybody else before we go into this world premiere of this video?
Sean, I can do one better than that.
You can do one better. Amy, what do you got?
I've actually got the artist who is doing the world premiere.
The artist. Darius Kasu is here?
Yes.
You got him plugged in?
Yes.
Let's see. Let's see Darius.
Well,
hello. This is not Darius, though.
Julius.
Yes.
Julius, how are you doing, Julius?
Introduce Darius.
Pardon me?
I'm going to introduce Darius. No.
You are. Good to see you. You're promoting him, huh?
Yes, true. I'm trying my best together with you.
Yeah, you're doing great as far as I can tell. Is Darius there? Can't hear him. Can't hear him, Amy. One second, everybody. These people are calling in from Nachavali refugee settlement in Uganda.
Yes, Barrios is a founder of All Refugee Music and Music Academy.
Yes.
And after attending the startup training from Griffin Works, we really moved on, and we've got these awards, as you can see, and we are super proud to be in contact and to work together with Griffin Works. They're doing a great job for refugees. So Barrios is ready to sing for you. And, thank you so much, Ami, and sing. Where do you want to go? Hey, how far do you see?
Barrios.
Your dreams. How much do you feel? Oh, the sky's the limit. The sky's the limit. The sky's the limit. The sky's the limit. Yeah, man. Yo, shit.
Good to see you, Barrios. For those out there who don't know, Barrios is in the Nachavali refugee settlement in Uganda, and we have been collaborating now on a concept album called Keep On Keeping On, where we're going to be releasing it in September, and we've been coming out with songs one at a time, and the next song we've got is Keep On Keeping On. You want to talk about that song a little bit, Barrios?
Yes, the walls got you down. Everything that comes all around. People from your hometown, losing all hope. No one there to help you go. That is time to pick yourself up. Oh la la la. Dusting yourself up, if you know.
Do you have a video ready for us to hear, Barrios? Do you have some surprise you can share with us?
Yes.
What do you got?
What should I think I have it queued up. I'm ready if you want to make the announcement.
Make the announcement, Barrios.
I'll play it when you're ready.
Ami can play it. Ami.
Okay.
You can keep on keeping on.
All right.
Let's do it.
What a one. The world is your oyster, baby. Barrios. The world has got you down. Everything it turn all around. Be moved from.
I'm sorry. One moment. I think. Please. I'm so sorry.
Always something.
It is, but this is exciting, and I don't want to miss it. One more time, boys. From the top.
Something.
What a one.
I apologize. One moment.
Yes, no problem.
Well, while we're waiting.
The reason why we came up with this song, Keep On Keeping On, it's because when more refugees, or when refugees come from their countries, they give up on their lives. They feel like life is over. They feel like they cannot move on with their lives. That's why we came up with Keep On Keeping On. We want to show them that despite the fact that they are refugees, life continues. Still they can do something from where they are. Still they can change lives from where they are. Still they can start up something that can make them great. Yeah, enjoy the music, keep on keeping on. And wherever everyone is here, he is or she is, let us keep on keeping on. Life continues. Yeah.
Okay.
Beautiful, beautiful words.
One moment. Here we go.
What a one. The world is your oyster, baby. Barrios. The world has got you down. Everything it turn all around. Be moved from my hometown, losing all of hope. No one there to help you to cope. That the time to pick yourself up. Oh la la la. Dust yourself off. And you gotta back in the ring. You got to keep on keeping on. Keep on keeping on. Keep on keeping on. You got to keep on keeping on. Keep on keeping on. Keep on keeping on. You got to.
Massive production. Oh my God, he remade my bed.
Diving down deep, unleashing my potential, pushing my limit, making my own way. Oh, life is not supposed to be easy. Lots of path to choose. Oh, the journey is long. Lot of this is now we navigating. Designing a new life. Never ever give up. Keep on keeping on. Keep on keeping on. Keep on keeping on. You got to keep on keeping on. Keep on keeping on. Keep on keeping on. You got to never ever give up. Keeping up, keeping up. 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 Griffin works for life. Keep on keeping on for everyone. Sean Griffin.
Congratulations, Barrios. That's a heck of a video, and what a great song. Beautiful work. It's perfectly timed for our today's day as well. I mean, keep on keeping on, everybody.
Yes.
What do you got to say, Barrios? We can catch that on YouTube. Barry's Kasu. Is that what that address is for, Amy?
Yes.
All right. So you can go to YouTube, Barry's Kasu, and you'll find that video. Please do share it. It's one of those things that's catchy, one of those songs that's catchy, and the timing for today, we need more and more people to be inspired to keep on keeping on. Barrios, can't wait to have you back on, brother. You're amazing. Next video.
Okay.
What's the next video?
Thank you.
What's the next one?
Yes. Katika maisha hata kama in life, even though kama maisha bado yanagoma, if life is just bad, lakini usikate tamaa. In life we should not give up. Hata tuko katika lockdown, najua yote ni ya kupita, lakini we are in lockdown, or to lose hope with this coronavirus. We should not lose hope. Yes. We should never give up. Yeah, na watu wa mtaa kula wasubiria albamu yetu pamoja na. And I wish you guys to wait for our new album which is coming soon. Yes, tulikuwa tunatarajia kuilaunch September. We are planning to launch it in September. Lakini ndio tutawajulisha kabla, tutawajulisha kitu. We will be updating you. We will be updating you. Yes, on how everything is going to be. Yeah. What was Kati Tama? Never give up. Never
give up. Thank you, gentlemen. We'll be back again. Thank you. Congratulations.
Thank you, my brother Sean.
Thank you, my brother. We'll talk soon. I appreciate it. Can't wait for the next song. All right, Amy. Wow. It was January of this year, 2020, when I was on a balcony of a hotel in Kampala, Uganda, and wrote my first song that I ever wrote. Bootstrap Life. You'll also find that song and video on Barrios's YouTube channel. And passed it to Barrios. And the next thing I knew, he's making a video. It's moving forward. And then all of a sudden, songs just started flowing out of me. I've got 7 that I passed, and we've been collaborating on. Our goal is 11 to 13. And I think it's a testament, and what I'm learning from that is, and what I want to make sure you understand is, you have extraordinary abilities as well. And if you have a dream to do something, and I'm a music lover. I've loved music all my life. I love live music. I love hanging out with musicians. I've thought about promoting bands and being a band manager when I was in my 20s. And so music's been part of my life. It wasn't really a focus, but then all of a sudden I met Barrios and I realized, maybe we could collaborate together, and maybe there's a way to take my messaging, my mantras, and turn those into songs. And so it's a real example of anything is possible, and you have to find the right team to make it happen. And so I'm blessed and grateful. Barrios, you're wonderful. And I really don't have anything else to add to the show today. That is just a perfect ending. Never, ever give up. Thank you very much, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow. Same PADITU time, same PADITU place. That's it. Day 8 checked off. See you tomorrow.
You got to never ever give up. Keep it up, keep it up. Never ever give up. Keep it up, keep it up. Never ever give up. Keep it up, keep it up. Never ever give up. Keep it up, keep it up.
Believe in yourself and you'll go far.